Professor of Electrical Technology at Purdue University Northwest. I'm also current chair of the Electrical and Computer Engineering Technology Department Head Association at the national level. So we have been collaborating with industry partners to address workforce development for the growing electronic manufacturing sector. We have initiated a guest lecture series to help students and ECT program faculty throughout the country and also in the local area. So today we have a leader from Global Electronic Manufacturing Standardization Body called IPC, and we are so glad to have her. And let me give a little introduction to her. Charlene Gunter serves as a Senior Director of the IPC Education Foundation. And in this capacity, she works with industry members, partners, academic institutions, and CET instructors and teachers to develop and execute programmatic initiatives for this association. Prior to joining IPC, Charlene has worked within the nonprofit for more than 15 years. She relocated from South Africa in 2014 to Atlanta, Georgia, and became a U.S. citizen in 2021. Welcome. She has an MPhil in entrepreneurship and small business management and 2 bachelor degrees majoring in technical writing and journalism from the University of Pretoria, and completed 2 certificates in executive leadership and performance leadership from Cornell University in 2020. In her spare time, she explores the world and travels with her husband, daughter, and their family members. She has been to 25 US states and has visited 28 countries. She enjoys cooking, photography, and interior design. We are so glad to have you here today, Charlene. And here we have some students joining with us. We have an electronic manufacturing club, and also many joining, some from even Germany joining today for this presentation. So to learn from you. Thank
Guten
you.
Abend. So thank you so much, everyone, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Fantula, for inviting me. Thank you to everyone attending. Today's presentation will be covering a little glance overview as of IPC and the role the foundation plays to support building a talent pipeline for the industry. I will be sharing my screen, so if you cannot see it, please let me know, but I do hope that it is popping over and that you can see my screen. So you should be seeing IPC Education Foundation, IPC Student Chapters Building the Future of Electronics. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. So IPC started the IPC Education Foundation to bring awareness to the industry, to ensure that everybody who's not currently in the industry understands about all of the different careers, the skills. There's a lot of knowledge sharing, engagement opportunities, as well as connecting the talented students with industry partners, potentially then employers. So for this presentation, we will be looking at IPC, the foundation, and also then highlighting the chapter program that's currently driven by the foundation. So there is an introductory video just for the time and with some delay. I'm not going to play it, but I will be sharing the link with everybody afterwards. But the foundation is supplemental to IPC. IPC is the largest trade association that's serving the industry. It started many years ago, 60 plus. It's a global organization with more than 3,000 industry members and partners associated with electronics manufacturing and covering all of the different elements of the supply chain. It supports industry by providing more than 300 industry standards. Education, certification, and training is very important so that everybody understands about the value and from a production manufacturing perspective, and advocacy in industry solutions. So within IPC, we have many departments, we have various offices, we are international. And as you know, the members within this organization make up companies in aerospace, military, automotive, computer, business, industrial, medical, semiconductor, and telecommunication. Some of the big name companies that might resonate with you are part of IPC's member database, and we as within IPC is very proud to be a membership driven organization. These are all of the different standards that IPC supports the industry. There's various technical experts and industry members. It's industry driven. We have technical committee members that participate in all of the revision, the creation of these standards. This is purely our standards tree. And here is some of you who are lecturing or know about the value it brings to the industry can see some of the popular ones like your 610, 620, your J standard. We've also have some of the wire harness and assembly ones associated with the standard tree. So the foundation was started in 2018 as an idea with some background, officially launched in 2019, and wanted to bring various programs and awareness activities to students, particularly to learn about the industry. The foundation has a variety of programs and opportunities that can allow anyone who's interested to learn about the industry and understand the pathway that they can enter the industry. But one of the fantastic tools and resources out there is a website that we collaboratively built, which is called careersinelectronics.com. And on this website, you will find various tools and avenues that will enable you to learn more about the industry. We have made some of the entry level requirements on a drop down menu in such a way user friendly so that someone who is currently in high school can understand what type of titles or job profiles is applicable to them based on a qualification standard. And then if you have an associate's degree or have an EE or you're working towards, you can then sift through and it will populate those type of careers. On this website, you will have interesting information about kind of the top qualifications, how does the workplace look like, salary expectations, and how it can be increased from the level or years of experience. And we have a lot of information on there where real people will share kind of the real information about their real jobs so that they can inspire real people through their real stories. So it's very authentic. And this website is a tool and a resource that we promote amongst teachers and educators, as well as parents, because I think there's so many careers out there that you can actually work in electronics manufacturing with a qualification that doesn't necessarily seem as if it is associated with the industry. And those of you who are here today will understand what I mean and what I say, but please feel free to visit this website. It's quite robust, and hopefully it's something that can make a difference in the lives of people looking for information. So one of the programs that IPC started and offered, and currently making some small alterations and changes so that we can increase our reach beyond the very structured chapter program model, was the IPC Student Chapters. Now, IPC Student Chapters, most of you are familiar with societies and organizations and clubs on a university campus, will understand kind of the way we have structured IPC Student Chapters with its members. That being said, with COVID and how the academic landscape changed, we are making some changes so that we have not this very rigid structure, but if it works on a campus and it's the way you would like to implement it, no problem at all. But it's a make it work for your current context. So let's start with all of the different benefits and the elements associated with the chapter program. So this chapter program is purely built to advance students who are interested in pursuing a career in electronics manufacturing, technical students with opportunities to get access to education, which is knowledge and online industry standard content. There's an opportunity to participate in projects, whether that is an opportunity where you can present a paper on some technical research, do a project with your local high school, like a soldering event, or actually do some competitions related to a project. That is all part of that bucket. We provide a lot of scholarships to deserving students to alleviate some of the burden of education funding on that portal. Members receive an opportunity to apply for a member scholarship. And then if you serve in a leadership capacity, you also have the opportunity to apply for a leadership scholarship. We also have a scholarship available to an educator that impacts students on campus and contribute to the industry on that level. And then there are various type of other scholarship related awards based and tied to some of the projects and competitions that we have done in the past and potentially will doing in the future. And then main element is the industry connection. So we understand that industry members would like to contain and recruit locally, knowing that we do have members across the globe, and we have the capability to connect students or IPC student members or chapters with industry members in a specific radius. That type of connection can include many different elements. We can ask a company to sponsor the student membership fee with associated to an IPC student member chapter, which is $40 per year. So you can get subsidized and have an industry member sponsor that $40. We provide the students interested in joining with the promo code, and you basically join for free and then have access to this range of benefits. Industry connections can mean that we can coordinate engagement opportunities where you can maybe potentially go and visit one of the facilities to do, for instance, a facility tour, or you can invite some of those industry experts onto campus to talk about an industry topic or share information about careers and recruiting opportunities. And the industry connection can mean anything about collaboration purely from a student-driven aspect. So the chapter model is purely an opportunity for students to excel, to not only add something to their resume if they serve in a leadership role, but also to become part of a network, a talent network that we can connect you with a future employer. So do I have any questions as of this? Because there is some detailed information that I will be sharing to cover all of these elements. Okay. So just in short, student member benefits, the scholarships is one of the big attraction items for some of the students. Every student will not definitely, if they apply, we have a very vigorous application process, and we are currently in the process of reviewing this year's scholarships, but there's always one every year, and students will receive $1,000, nothing less than $1,000. Education, we provide you with 9 online technical education courses, and students receive a certificate of achievement. This is not a certification, nor is it a credential, but it is purely an opportunity for you, which is supplemental to your existing curriculum, to showcase that you understand different type of elements of industry related content. Students also have the access to 2 IPC standards for free, which is included in the IPC membership. And we have in the past, during COVID and last year, had a very big focus on webinars. We launched an IPC Foundation webinar series, and we have really connected and recruited excellent speakers, industry professionals to share a lot of information. All of that content is available on YouTube. We have a channel, IPC Education Foundation, and you can literally browse and see what content is available there or tweaks your interest. And then from an industry connection standpoint, I mentioned those about facility tours or have company information sessions on campus. Another connection of an opportunity, which is a program that we run within embedding into the IPC Emerging Engineer program, is we've opened it up to students. So every year IPC Foundation sponsors 4 students to participate in the IPC Emerging Engineer program. That means that you will be connected with an industry expert who will then be your mentor for a year. and you will be then invited to come and attend the largest IPC Apex Expo Industry Trade Association event of the year. Next year, it will take place in Anaheim, California. And if you are one of those emerging engineers, you have the opportunity to get sponsored, all of your trip travel expenses, attend with professional development, sitting in technical sessions, standard committee meetings, and actually attend the conference with a massive show floor where you can actually talk to all of the different exhibitors from different countries in the world. And that is then part of the in-person event, but we also have hosted and potentially will in the future continue with virtual events to connect students, talented individuals with industry employers. And then the projects participate in a challenge. For instance, the past 2 years, we partnered with Altium and we did a design competition. And sometimes we do some soldering competitions or soldering events, hands-on training, skills development, and so much more will be coming in the future. That is just to tweak your interest. More detail on some of the scholarships is the member scholarship is done for 2023 because it's a 2022-2023 school year. So we have done with the application and closed it for this year. But next year, there's an opportunity to apply. But the student emerging engineer position, they're still available and the application is still open. So I can always share that link in an email afterwards that can be distributed. So the different courses available to students when you join as a member or get your membership sponsored, you have access to these different technical online courses. Surface mount, an overview of electronics assembly, terminology training, introduction to mechanical assembly, wire harness assembly methods, introduction to hand soldering, component identification and color codes, as well as IPC essentials. So each of these courses range about $30 to $50 in the past, and therefore for $40, you really do get great bang for your buck. If we look at the different standards, IPC members are entitled to 2 of these standards, and you can pick. There's a process for you to request these standards on your member dashboard. And then if you are interested in the 6011 and the IPC T50M, then you will put in that request and it will be emailed to you. These are the webinar series that I refer to. It's on our YouTube channel. And the industry connections and facility tours, we will be able to connect you with industry members within your area. And then if you look at the industry connection from the Emerging Engineer Program, the deadline is November 17th. So there is 4 spots available to student members, and you can be one of those, or we can get more students if you are interested to participate in this program. Once you have a chapter and you have student leaders, for instance, a chapter president, vice president, treasurer, or secretary, you only need 3 students to say, I volunteer to serve as a chapter officer. You become then a leader of that chapter. To endorse this chapter, we do ask for someone from a staff position to endorse it. We will be serving then voluntary for a chapter advisor position, and any student who then participates in a leadership position will then have the opportunity to take a seat on the IPC board of directors. Our board is an incredible supporting entity. They provide a lot of intelligence and guidance in terms of what is important strategy-wise and where they feel we need to focus. And they appreciate the fact that there is a student representing the student members on this level. It's an international board, and you then can serve in one of those positions, take a seat and sit amongst big corporate heads, industry experts for a year. This year we have had a wonderful candidate, Henry Crandall from the University of Utah. He's a PhD student and his term is coming to end, and we are currently looking for his replacement. Deadline for that is November 10th. If there are student members who would like to volunteer and interested to serve in a leadership capacity on the campus for Purdue Northwest, we would be welcoming you to also submit an application, even though we know that your chapter is literally starting off. So I don't want anyone who is really interested to think that this opportunity might potentially pass them by, but in future years, there are additional opportunities then for these great benefits. And then some of the projects, this is coming. Sometimes there's new ones that we will communicate with you via our industry student newsletter. One thing that I can mention is at IPC Apex Expo, there is a technical session and students have the capability to submit some research papers to present. We have still a deadline available for January, middle of January, to submit an abstract to potentially present a poster at IPC Apex Expo. And the foundation promotes this and IPC promotes it. So the IPC technical session, poster session is a new opportunity where IPC potentially will be granting the winners from a student division additional scholarships. And these one will be tuition-based scholarships to support your field of study. Some important dates and opportunities to highlight. Unfortunately, the member scholarship leadership scholarships already closed, but there's still a chance to participate in the Emerging Engineer Student Program. If you're interested to serve as a leader on your campus, you have the ability to apply to serve as the student board member, and all of the travel expenses and everything associated with those will be covered by the IPC Education Foundation. And then if you're interested to submit a paper to present for a poster session at IPC Apex Expo that will be taking place in Anaheim, California, 6 to 11 April next year. The deadline is mid-January, and all of the information I will be sharing with you, a link in an email afterwards. So these are the important dates. These are the different benefits and activities associated with purely the student chapter program. And IPC is really geared to support anyone interested to learn more about the industry, to they take next step and take on a career in industry with many tools, resources, people, knowledge share. And we hope that this type of opportunity is just one drop to support you to take that next step. Nothing is set in stone, and we are evolving. We are fairly a new foundation, and we want to serve the industry by serving the students and the educators, building and curating the talent that they so dearly need. So that was the presentation. This is my email address. Anyone who is interested to learn more or would like to offline, I'm more than welcome to take a conversation and a meeting. But that is what I had to share. I'm not sure if anyone has some questions. I'm more than welcome to take those.
Charlene,
Right. No
I have a
questions?
question.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Atula. My question is a general questions. Now, for example, the skill set that needed by industry. Do you publish them somewhere so instructors can have access to? I'm sure you're doing some international surveys, national surveys, things like that. Where can we find that information?
So let's, for instance, look at, I'm going to share my screen. Let's do it through this avenue. So let's look at careersinelectronics.com. So this is the website. On this website, you can browse the career profiles. So let's, for instance, say you would like to learn more about an inspector, quality inspector, application engineer, anyone in terms of a skill set or instruction. We can find them here. If we don't have that career Antula, then we need to find it. If you want to download a free terminology guide, you're more than welcome to complete this, and it can be emailed to you directly. There is a wide range of careers here. And if you, for instance, click on, let's say, which one should I click on? Do you have some preference?
SMT engineer, so let's see.
SMT?
Yeah.
If you click on this, this is kind of the information that we currently have available on the website. Provides you a little bit of an overview as of what an SMT, a surface mount engineer, is. What is it that they do on a daily basis? Specific key characteristics of the job from a skills perspective. We just highlight 4. Obviously, there's more. We embed some associated careers for people to either, once they have a few years of experience, they can progress or they can service the industry in these different type of career profiles. Some salary information that we took from a 2021 national average, and we will be updating this before the end of the year to reflect updated ones, so it kind of populates. What is it in terms of the workplace? How many hours do you spend? What is the typical kind of working conditions? We have videos about industry people to look a little bit in terms of the day in the life of and how to become one. It does definitely show kind of those key responsibilities and skills, and then similar careers. And we do highlight the sources we came. So I don't know if this website would potentially answer your question from a what is it that the skills that I would need perspective, but at least that's one resource at the moment that we are making available. We, in terms of research for industry, we do run annually research, different type of research, industry comprehensive studies with industry members to gather this information. So IPC members will receive many of that type of reports. We call it white papers, and some of them are listed on the IPC website. So if you want to look at IPCEF, this is the IPC Education Foundation website. So this highlights literally everything that I presented about the chapter program, the scholarships, all of that. But if you then look at ipc.org, this is the trade association's website. And here you can look at this quarterly magazine. There's fantastic content in there, wonderful interviews, and there's a lot of industry experts that will share kind of the skills that they need, different opportunities, careers, etc. That's a download just there for you. And then if you are interested to learn more about some of our advocacy and some of our reports, you can find everything down here in terms of press releases, our blog. We partnered with iConnect 007, which is a purely PR related marketing firm that does a lot of background marketing related. And so you can pick up a lot of what is it that I need to do and what are the skills that the industry needs from all of these different resources. And so we do have all of these in terms of categories, and these are all of the different departments that IPC serves the industry. So the advocacy one is, for instance, we have a group of experts in Washington, D.C., where they sit on the Hill, and they work with the DOD and the DOL very closely, everything with regards to the CHIP Act and labor relations and what is it that the industry needs from different perspectives. Education, we actually have a massive education team that builds credentials, certificate, and certification programs and courses focusing on workforce development. Certification, we know that is what you need to work within the industry, which is kindly very closely linked to the standards. We do have events, many events. not only the IPC Apex Expo. And so this is another website that you and your students can look at to get the wide net of in terms of IPC solutions. This is what we can do to service our industry. There's a lot in there: factory of the future, advanced packaging. We have another initiative focusing on sustainability. We have another initiative focusing purely on design. So it is a beast. So hopefully all of these are tools and resources that anyone can use to learn more, but we're a very open organization, and anyone in different seats will be more than welcome to share their piece of the puzzle with people who really truly need those specific answers.
That's wonderful. I think that's wealth of information for everybody can share, or retrieve and develop whatever the curriculums they want to develop locally to serve their local industries. This is great.
Wonderful.
So one question from our student.
Yeah, I was just wondering, so you said you have connections with different employers in the industry. Saying like, so what kind of like connections do you have with them, like for future job opportunities for like students like us?
Very good question. We have direct relationships with companies 3,000 in the world globally, and we know exactly where they are based. We have a lot of connections with everyone from a recruiting perspective. So we are focusing on connecting students with those resources. We can do it on a local level, community wise, and pair you with someone that recruits talent within your direct area. Or we can do career panels where they can share information through webinars about upcoming career opportunities. Now, one thing on the IPC Education Foundation website is we do have an opportunity where you can connect and see where you are based and who are out there. So I'm gonna log in as if I'm a student member. And once you are in, you can click on member links. This is then your portal. Once you are a student member and you've paid your $40, or whether your $40 are sponsored by an industry member, you go to industry connections, and this will provide you with this beautiful, lovely map. And this map will have a lot of dots. And on this map, you will be able to see where you are located and where industry members are. You can, for instance, in Georgia, where I am based, I can zoom in, and let's, for instance, say I want to see who this little company is on the map, Siemens. And I don't know how to pronounce that, GE. And this is a tool that you as a student member can have, which means you can, on the updated system that we have, you can click on this company and you can view their career page. Wonderful. And then you can see what kind of career opportunities are available to me at Z Engineering. So it's not like as if we don't have that, but you need to be on the inside to know about these things. So in your area, give me a city name.
Chicago.
Just zoomed out. Don't want to go that high. There, it pinned it there. So I'm going to zoom in. And then if you become a blue dot, you're a chapter. So let's, for instance, look at some of these companies. New Way Electronics. There's many out here. BAE, Phoenix, Glasgow. Did I click on this one? Let's go a little bit up here. Price Circuits. So this includes big corporations like Panasonic, but also smaller, which means that every company needs interns, co-ops, part-time, full-time opportunities, and each one of them have their own dedicated career site. So I hope that this can be a valuable resource to each one of you interested to work within the industry.
Thank you.
So it's
That's
not
great.
like we have your LinkedIn. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. But at least this can narrow companies within your local area down to make it better.
Do you have any question in your chat, Charlene? I don't know.
I don't see a chat here. Meeting chat, there's nothing here.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, it might be loud where I'm at right now, but I just got one question. Is this call being recorded? Because I know I missed some things because I wasn't able to look at my phone.
No, you're good.
Or
Don't worry, Julian.
or
It is recorded, definitely.
okay, and will links to like the sites that you've shown us so far like be provided at all, or are we just gonna have to go off the video?
Yes, what I will do is I will send a PDF version of the PowerPoints that I showed, along with the link of the recording once it kind of rendered and we had the capability to clean it up a little bit and put it on our YouTube channel. I will then share that with our connection at in the office of Tula, and then I will make a short description of all of the links in the YouTube channel that can make kind of referencing easier, and we'll include that in the email that I will send with all of the information as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions?
I have one question. Is it possible to get the list of attendees that we had?
List of attendees. I didn't do this in a webinar like that, but I can do a print screen quickly and then share that with you if you want. It does show their names, so at least I can see who they are, if that can help.
Thank you. The question for Charlene, IPC.
Charlene.
Yes.
Hi, this is Julie from University of Dayton.
Hi,
And hi, I'm a faculty member, and I was wondering, what does it take for students who want to start an organization? Because they're not going to know about it. I will, as a faculty member, give them information, but what's the minimum to get them started?
The minimum is 3 students to serve in a leadership position and a chapter advisor. That information can be found on the website of ipcef.org. Now, I'm going to quickly share my screen, and I hope that that will make life a little bit easier. So if we are on here and you do student chapters, one of the tabs, there is in the middle how to start a chapter. And that will provide you with an opportunity, the different steps. So you can complete an interest form to say, hey, this is who we are. Either student member or student can complete it. Sometimes we do have only one student. So this is how a University of New Orleans and Texas Texas Tech started. So students said, listen, I want to be part of it. Can I join? Here, for instance, you are in the faculty side, so you can submit this form, but you can just maybe send me an email. It's kind of, we know each other already. Then it's recruiting 3 students to say, I want to volunteer, I want to serve as a student leader. If you struggle to get 3 students with the easing of the academic context after COVID, we know extracurricular activities might sound a little bit overwhelming for a lot of students. So therefore, we're not that vigorous on the 3, but that's kind of the traditional model, 3 students, and then onboard them. So they, if they want to get access to some funds that's available and register themselves as a student organization, we then have the capability to provide you with bylaws and constitution. We have the ability to share some chapter related documentation in terms of roles and responsibilities of either an officer. We give some guidelines in terms of how is it to function as a active chapter. If you want to be a dormant one and you just want to offer the bare basics, this is kind of how you do. So there's some tools that we can share from that perspective to onboard and guide them. The outcome is we really want the students to own it. And students can, for instance, look at some of the webinars that we've done in the past. We did a chapter showcased end of last year, and we showcased, I think, 4 or 5 of our very active chapters and learn from the students in terms of what they do to grow their chapter, to create on-campus events, just so that students can get connected with industry and collaborate and have think tanks and things like that. But this is basically the bare minimum. So every university who has an electronics or that type of field of industry, you're good to go. It's just like, that's why we have this interest form, but it's very easy. And then a student to then be part of it needs to pay $40. But as I mentioned, some students don't want to pay the $40 because $40 is 4 or 5 meals for them to have, you know, and pay for parking on campus, etc., etc., etc. So it all adds up. So we don't want to be the extra $40, and therefore we would like to partner academic institutions with either a local industry member or someone that they've already working with, and just provide an overview and say, hey, can you be kind and open your pockets? Can you sponsor X amount of students to participate, have access to the knowledge, the content, the scholarship applications, and, you know, get some exposure to the industry? And those companies are then highlighted on our website, and we call them a host sponsor. So those $40 can then be substituted by an industry member, which we then provide a promo code to those members to join practically for free.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, full explanation. Thank you, Charlene. I'll be in touch.
Thank you, Julie. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Tula, are we
I don't
good?
see any more questions, Charlene.
So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Ask if SMTA and IPC work together.
There's a question, Charlene.
Yes.
Does SMTA work with you guys closely?
Oh, yes, definitely. We have, for instance, at Auburn University, a lot of the students are within both organizations. So you will have the president of the SMTA chapter who are the treasurer for the IPC chapter, vice versa. Very similar entities from a student organization. And we do definitely support one another.
Thank you. Well, it looks like we don't have any questions from this side. And I want to thank you so much. You know, it's a great session and great information. I know they will have to go dig through and you know, find more information. I know our students are very excited. So we will be in contact with you, as well as anybody that will contact me through our national organization. So I will reach out to you so we can share more information.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for everyone who's joining, whether you are local or international. There's always a way for us to work together. And I shared my email address, Charlene Gunter at ipc.org. And I look forward to connecting. And I hope that we can provide in the future additional fantastic opportunities to grow the talent pool for the industry. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Atul.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You all too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.